After you fill the coolant, you need to bleed the air out of the cooling system. A lot of people know there's a bleeder bulb there to bleed the air out, but I checked the Honda's service manual and the Honda Accord manual 2003 to 2011. It didn't mention that bleeder value. So the process is a little bit different than other model of a Honda. You don't have the bleeder bolt. So what you do is open the cap, let the engine run. That's the process.
You open what?
Open this pack cap. So this is the cap you open. See there's some coolant there. You let it run. And then you see air bubble there. I don't want to run the engine now because it will be too loud. You can't hear me. So that's the normal way to get the air out. After you flush your coolant, leave radiator cap open while letting the engine running for 10 minutes. And then you turn on the heater to let the coolant circulate to push the air out. It is important you have the air out so the coolant can be very efficiently, and more importantly, the sensors are working properly. The idle control unit may need a time to relearn the control of the idling. I drove off in a hurry. The car actually stopped at the traffic stop. It wasn't a big deal. I had to restart the engine, but it was scary. How do you read the software to learn the idle speed? We had a problem with the idle speed, and I checked the coolant. After coolant is still not stable, it's up and down. So we have this hands repair manual. It's 2003 through 2011, and this has a learn procedure for PCM module. It says you must perform the PCI idle learn procedure after disconnecting or replacing the battery. So if you replace the battery, you need to do this process. If you replace your powertrain control module PCM, or after cleaning or replacing the intake manifold or the throttle body, you need to do the process. In our situation, we had to replace the coolant because of idle speed problem. I'm going to perform this. I don't want to run the engine, but just show you the process. So otherwise the engine will be too loud to hear me. So the first step, you have to turn off all the electronic device there, the radio, the heater. Of course, you put the heater in the max, but not turning it. The second step is turn on the ignition switch to on for 2 seconds. That will set your, say this is the start of the training, and then put the transmission in park or neutral. I have a manual transmission, so I'm putting on the neutral, and run the engine for 3000 RPM. How do you run 3000 RPM? I have a manual there. I either press the gas pedal, or here there's a place on here I can use a screwdriver to jam it. This, when you jam here, the RPM will go up. So that's what I did. I jammed this into 3000 RPM and leave it until the radiator fan come out. So there are two fans here, two radiator fan. This is the first fan. This is the first fan. Show. This is the first fan, and this is the second fan. Come here. This is the second fan. So the fan will come on. So that's the indication of a start training. If you have a temperature gauge, it says 194 degree Fahrenheit or 90 degree centigrade. Either you can either based on the temperature, or here's easy to see the fans on. So once the fans come on, you have to have a fan comes on, and like at least twice. So after the radiator fans comes on, allow the engine to idle at least 5 minutes with the throttle fully closed. So 5 minutes, the way to calculate the 5 minutes is doesn't count the time the fan is on. Say if fan comes on 15 seconds each time, so you have to, if it comes on twice, you have to extend the 5 minutes into say 5 minutes and 30 seconds. So minimum you have to wait that long in order to complete the training process.